You should be proud to know your legacy is being upheld across time and space.
Yeah, those guys were all right, but you have to admit,
with 4 different Spider-Men?
The one thing I know for sure,
out of all of them,
I'm the best.
I'd call that a mild success.
I call that unbelievable.
There ain't no party like a Spider-Verse party, Spidey Squad. But regardless, welcome back, true believers and all you merry Marvelites, to another very interesting video directly pertaining to Marvel games, where despite us having a ton of awesome and exciting AAA Marvel games that we can look forward to in the near future, mainly in the case of that of Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel's Blade, Marvel's Iron Man, Marvel's Black Panther, 1943, and so many others, we're actually going to be talking about the Marvel games of yesteryear. And most recently is that we have heard some rumblings about the potential of seeing some of these Marvel games possibly returning. And while I'm very much looking forward to seeing all the other upcoming Marvel games releasing later on down the line, I for one am a massive advocate for video game preservation. And if by some miracle that we're actually able to see the return of at least one of these Marvel games launching on current day platforms, that would be nothing short of an absolute win. So if you're ready to swing on into all this Marvel video game news with me, then definitely be sure to thwip that like button and subscribe to the channel for even more Marvel games videos down the line. Now, I normally wouldn't report on any type of rumor or leak that is surrounding any type of Marvel game, unless it actually comes from a reliable gaming industry insider. Well, luckily, this just so happens to be the case for this particular topic, where it was originally reported by CBR.com, and that the current rumor is that Xbox is reportedly reviving old Marvel Activision games. Now, interestingly enough, is that this technically isn't the first time that we've heard about a possible revival for the previous Marvel games that were published by Activision. In fact, there is a previous video that I already did on my channel in which Activision was reportedly in the works of making remasters for both Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Spider-Man Edge of Time. Unfortunately, those two projects from Activision were later cancelled, considering that the gaming rights that they had for all these Marvel characters did end up expiring, which is then how we ended up getting the incredible Insomniac Spider-Man franchise, as well as all the other Marvel games that followed. But now, given the recent infamous acquisition of Microsoft completely buying out the entire division of Activision and Blizzard, it now leaves that overall Marvel and Activision deal a bit up in the air. Whereas it was reported by CBR.com, is that Microsoft may be working with Marvel in order to license Deadpool and Marvel Ultimate Alliance video games for Xbox. The two titles were originally published by Activision, but the company lost the rights several years ago, resulting in the games no longer being available for purchase. But nowadays is that a rumor reported by Tech4Gamers indicates that Xbox plans to capitalize on the massive success of Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine film by re-licensing its Deadpool and Marvel Ultimate Alliance ports, where Activision, which was recently acquired by Microsoft, originally published the games. But most importantly is that Marvel now retains the rights to the games and the characters, which has made it so that the games have been unable to be purchased. But moving on to the heart of the matter is that Nick Baker from Xbox Era, or who may be more well known to some of you as the industry insider known as Special Nick, is that he discussed the rumor on a recent episode of the website's podcast, saying Microsoft is looking to bring those two games back for PC and Series consoles. But as expected is that nothing has been officially confirmed by Marvel or Microsoft at this time. And for those of you who may not know, is that Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine film has recently passed over the $1 billion mark in the overall box office. So yeah, the mainstream popularity for Deadpool and Wolverine is at an all-time high. And with the upcoming Marvel's Wolverine game already currently in development by Insomniac, it's pretty obvious to tell exactly why Activision might be interested in reviving their previous Marvel brand. And to add on to that is that Tech4Gamers noted that the possible relicensing could lead to further Marvel titles being brought back to the Xbox. Similar rumors have circulated in the past that indicate there are other Activision titles also stuck with licensing issues, and a renewed partnership between Marvel and Xbox could see them re-released as well. And shockingly, these games include X-Men Origins Wolverine and Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Now, for the case of X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is hands down the best Wolverine game to currently exist, I don't necessarily think that game could be revived, considering all the massive licensing issues that do have to involve Fox, as well as the core movie tie-in rights attached to that game. Even though I totally understand why they would want to revive that game, considering that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is currently in the limelight again thanks to the brand new Deadpool movie. But believe me when I say that I would do absolutely anything for a potential revival of the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction game, which is hands down one of my top 5 favorite superhero games ever made. Now, the biggest thing that I know that a majority of gamers are probably freaking out about is that this deal seems to indicate that any type of revived Marvel game that is published by Activision would be exclusively releasing on the Xbox and PC platform, considering that Microsoft fully bought out Activision. However, I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case, considering the article directly highlights that it's Marvel who owns all the rights to the previous games that were made by Activision, rather than the other way around. And sure, while it is possible that we could see a previous Marvel game that was published by Activision initially releasing on the Xbox, Marvel Games obviously knows their audience well, especially considering that all those previous Marvel games were mainly multi-platform releases. I don't really see why Marvel would want to try and log exclusivity for any of those previous games, rather than fully releasing them on all the current platforms of the base consoles that they originally launched on. And to sum that up for all of you is that it would pretty much feel like Marvel would be leaving money on the table if they were to only release all these previous Marvel games on the Xbox and PC, rather than trying to capitalize on the other marketplaces of PlayStation and the possibility of the Nintendo Switch. But nonetheless, given all the mainstream hype that is surrounding Deadpool and Wolverine, as well as their respective video games, it obviously would make sense that people would want to see those games return in one way or another. And if this rumored Marvel Games deal ends up going through, then I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that we could see the revival of one of my other favorite Marvel games, mainly in the cases of Ultimate Spider-Man, as well as the one and only Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Which, yeah, if that masterpiece of a Marvel game were to somehow be fully ported on every single current-gen console, then I for one would pretty much overdose from hype. But again, we're just gonna have to wait and see as to how exactly this Marvel and Activision deal will pan out. And until that time comes, everybody, that's the video I have for all you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about this rumor on reviving older Marvel Activision games? And if you had to pick only one of them, like that of Spider-Man Web of Shadows, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, or any others, which one would you choose? Let me know what you think, be sure to leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel Games videos like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, stay merry Marvelites, and until next time, peace out.